Hi, I'm Danny Knightmare.
I'm Gory B Movie.
And we're Horror Addicts. And tonight, we are representing the Wolf Man, because it's Werewolf by Night.
I got hipster Wolf Man.
I wore my Universal Studios Killer Clown shirt last time. Now I'm just doing my Universal Studios Horror Nights.
That was the best trip ever.
Yeah, because we had, the Wolf Man right here. Even though this isn't Universal Studios Wolf Man, this is Marvel's Wolf Man.
And yeah, Dusty, I put that little Halloween pug on there for you.
You like that? You like a little pug in your stream? Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
I like a little pug in my stream, that's for sure.
I'm gonna get you some more pugs while you're talking about this movie.
Well, yeah. So Disney released this as a special, like, if you have the Disney Channel, I guess. I think that's the only way to watch it, probably.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus.
I don't think it hit theaters.
I like that this was a feature special though, because a lot of them, it's like a lot of the series, like Miss Marvel's a good example. I'm like, I like this. I would like it more if it was a movie. It does not need to be this long. A feature presentation of Miss Marvel, setting up the Marvels movie and stuff would have been great.
Mm-hmm.
This was perfect. I actually wanted more of this one.
I would have rather this been a season.
But they just did the Christmas special with Guardians of the Galaxy. I think the feature presentation thing is pretty cool.
Also, the Hawkeye series was a Christmas series. But I loved the Guardians of the Galaxy one where they kidnapped Kevin Bacon. That was great. Earth's mightiest hero. Oh, he's just an actor. Oh, well. Anyways, I love how the main guy is named Jack Russell. And of course he's dog-like, right? His name's Jack Russell. He's a dog, of course.
We have a Jack Russell. We have two.
Yeah, they howl all the time. But, they're not fierce werewolves. And I love how they actually, I was surprised that they let, anybody, any studio, let a movie be this black and white, literally black and white at this time and age. Though I think that was to make Disney happy about some of the gore. If it's black and white, it's less scary, maybe, less bloody. Why do you have a pug face?
I was wondering how long it was going to take you to notice. Look
I
how surprised I am.
I noticed you were playing around with a pug. I just didn't know you were going to put it on your face for a while.
The show has pugs on it now. I have decided.
The only part I thought, because they're about the whole plot of this movie is a bunch of hunters gather around and they have the chance to win the Bloodstone. And I guess
And it's not the one from Subspecies.
I love Subspecies. This made me think about Subspecies the whole time I was watching this. I'm like, oh, I kind of wish I was watching Subspecies. But I don't mind that they have the Bloodstone. But why does their last name of their family have to be Bloodstone? That's like, did they change their last name, or did they name the Bloodstone after themselves because they're that vain? Like, either way, it's not cool either way. It's very, very dorky in cringe way. But yeah, is it Elma Bloodstone? I think it's Elma Bloodstone. Might be Elsa Bloodstone. She is the daughter of the Mr. Bloodstone, and she's in this competition, even though apparently she hasn't been killing a lot of creatures because she doesn't really want that lifestyle, and she's kind of a big disappointment.
She ain't about that hunter life.
Yeah, she's kind of a big disappointment to her family apparently, but she's, blood related gets in there, but she's also fair game. Like, I thought like these hunters were just gonna like, okay, who gets this or whatever wins, but no, it's more like Hunger Games. They go after each other like right off the bat.
Yeah, they are part of this elite group. Like, they all talk about how many people they've killed, and Jack, who seems actually the least killery, has the highest body count. We do find out why. But these are elite killers, and the daughter is only invited only because she is the man's daughter.
She's killed a few things, but it sounds like she's really strayed away from that life.
And so they're brought there for this wake, which is really creepy because they do this whole like Walt Disney Hall of Presidents thing with his body.
I always kind of wanted to do that.
Ooh, you've got honest. Katie in your chat.
What up, Katie? Popping them popcorn. Mr. Flickster.
Mommy B Movie.
Mommy.
We missed you.
Brother Zigma.
I love Zigma.
He's Brother Zigma to me.
He's the best.
We got Kevin back. Thanks for watching, guys.
And Ariel, of course.
Oh,
and Mr.
Ariel.
Flickster.
And hell yeah, they're back. Thanks for watching again.
Zigma, look at all the horror pugs I got you. You're welcome.
Pug it up. But it should have been Russell's Terriers because he's Jack Russell, not Jack Pug. There is a horror movie that does have a pug, and I need to show.
It's Daylight.
Yeah, we need to show that to Zigma.
We do. I think he actually watched it.
Oh, did he? Well, yeah, because I remember at one point he was asking if there was any horror movie that had pugs. We finally found one. But, this is it's pretty cool. And then, like, he's grabbed by a big giant arm, and he's, like, hugged by Man-Thing. Oh, I love Man-Thing.
It was so precious. And I love how he's like, his name's Ted, which it is, but it's
like, if you run into my friend, because Man-Thing has the Bloodstone on his ass, like, literally, and it weakens him, makes him way less strong, and the hunters have to get the Bloodstone and kill him. But like I said, they spend most of their time trying to kill each other, so it's kind of messed up. They're very ruthless and moralist people. But Jack's there to save Man-Thing. He doesn't even really give a shit about the Bloodstone. He's like, I'm just there to save my friend.
It's a ruse just to save his friend.
Yeah, he's like pretending to infiltrate the hunters because he wants to save Man-Thing.
He doesn't like that he's killed so many people, and the reason he's killed so many people is he is the werewolf by night, and Werewolf by Night doesn't have a whole lot of control as the werewolf. The only thing he can really do to prevent himself from killing somebody is to know their scent. If he knows your scent, he won't bother you as a werewolf.
He says it usually works. If he can smell you and remember friend in his werewolf head when he's like that smell, he will usually leave you alone. He says it's not even a guarantee though. So.
But he doesn't own that part of him. He doesn't identify with that part of him. That is something that he has rejected, but he will use, especially when it comes to helping his friends. And he doesn't hate monsters. I mean, he just doesn't like the things that he has done when he's lost control. And
it hasn't like straight up showed us, but it's kind of implies that like his friendship with Man-Thing and stuff kind of keeps him calm and under control as a monster.
Hey, look, it's Ben Grimm.
What up, Ben? How you doing?
And it's our little brother, Devin.
Hey, Devin, I got both my bros.
Whoa! All our brothers in the house.
And my mother.
And our mother in the house.
So, he gets this big hug from Ted, and later on he's telling Emma Bloodstone or whatever, yeah, when you see him, just, say hi to my friend, just call him by his name, Ted. And she's like, Ted?
And I gotta say, he looks incredible. He looks right out of the comics, Man-Thing does. He looks perfect. I also really like the guy who played Man-Thing. I wish I could remember his name. He was also in Old.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely the best live adaptation of Man-Thing I've ever seen. We'll get onto that in a second, but right now let's finish this.
I think what I like about this movie is it's short, but it actually has a lot to say. Mm-hmm. And this movie is in the new Marvel universe. It is introducing you to the idea that monsters are part of this universe. They always have been in the comics.
Yeah.
There's Blade. There's Werewolf by Night. There's a Vampire War. There's a lot of actual traditional universal like monsters in the comics. Exactly. And this movie is our introduction to it. And that is why I believe they did some stuff stylistically to kind of ease you into this. Like, this is different. These are not mutants.
No.
These are monsters.
There's always been a Marvel Bigfoot Sasquatch. There's always been a Marvel Yeti. There's always been lots of other Marvel, like, monsters.
And also, I like Swamp Thing more, but I want to point out Man-Thing did predate Swamp Thing.
He is a bit like when you order Swamp Thing on Wish. But I don't care. Ted has personality. I'm digging him. He's cool.
But I think what we're seeing here, you know, why it is so artistic, it's all black and white with the exception of the Bloodstone. But the whole point is our universal monsters are something we think of from the 30s and the 40s and even the 50s with the Creature. They're old, you know, they're these ancient monsters. And this movie is saying, no, we're bringing them into modern time. We're bringing them into the MCU, a very modern, you know, thing cinematically.
Like, what would you consider a monster in the MCU? There's aliens, there's superhumans, there's all kinds of things. It's like, where does the line draw from monster to hero to villain to alien to whatever superpowered being? And, you know, a lot of people think of Man-Thing as a monster, but he's also, in a sense, a superhero, depending, like, you know, or a villain, depending on the movie or comics you're reading. But
so I feel like the reason it's in black and white is, one, you expect it being Werewolf by Night to have this kind of universal monster appeal, and it absolutely does, but it's tricking you.
Yeah.
It's doing the black and white for the hunters, who, in this world, they're outdated. Yeah. They're archaic. Their notions of right and wrong, of good and evil,
monster bad, human good,
are very archaic. The monsters are not bad. They're the ones who are bad. They're the real monsters. Exactly. And so at the end, you get Somewhere Over the Rainbow, which is showing us that Elsa, like, I can't remember if that's her name, but, you know, we'll call her Bloodstone Jr. I can't remember her name.
Bloodstone. It was either Emma or Elsa.
She wants to be a part of this world. She's got a little taste of it. She's met a werewolf and Man-Thing, and she's like, now that's exciting. I'm not excited by this hunter thing, but that's exciting. And so, like Dorothy, she wants to kind of follow, you know, into this world and explore it more. And that's why it's coming into color with it being on her. Exactly. And then we go to the guys, you know, Man-Thing and Werewolf by Night, and they're just talking about sushi in a normal colored environment, letting us know that they are not the monsters. They're just regular. They're people. They're characters that we're going to want to explore, that we can identify with. Those are the characters we are intended to identify with.
Yeah, Jack just wakes up in a little shelter that I assume Ted made for him. Like I said, it kind of implies that Ted kind of keeps him in check when he's a monster.
But I like this, because like how Mr. Flickster said in the chat, this opens the door to so many possibilities. It was cinematically showing you, like, we are opening the door now. Like, not only are you going to get Werewolf by Night, you know, we have Blade coming. You know, and there might be a lot more if this is successful. So if you like this, you know, hey, you know, let's go over the rainbow and check out some more monsters.
Exactly. That'd be cool to bring him in. And that color, like...
It is Elsa. Thank God.
Elsa. Got it. Great. I knew it was one of those two. I just remember her last name was Bloodstone.
And Ben, thank you for getting those bots.
And thank you. Flickster, yes, old was awful. We have a review for that.
But it's funny.
Go back and watch our review for that if you haven't seen it. But... yeah, I really like this Werewolf by Night. I'm hoping that they bring both Jack and Ted more into this, and Elsa. I'd like to see their story continue. I'm hoping that this does well. I kind of get why maybe some of the Marvel stuff is held off, like, because now...
Thank you, Ariel.
Yeah, I think that's about all there really is to say about this movie. It's great. She finds out that monsters aren't as bad. Like, her family was serving up something that she always thought was wrong. Like, there was something wrong about it. And now that she's seen firsthand Jack and Ted.
And now she knows why.
Exactly.
She's seen that these are not, these are beings with feelings who are, you know, not evil. They deserve to be alive just like anything else.
Yeah, I mean, they can be dangerous, but so are all the hunters. They're very dangerous. And they just straight up, with no morals, try to kill each other over a stupid amulet. So she now has the possession of the Bloodstone, and her family she now has all possession because all the higher ups in her family are dead, and the only one who's still alive is her and her butler, which she's straight up willing to serve her. I want to see where it goes. I enjoy it, but I kind of see why maybe it took a little while for us to get a new Man-Thing, because I don't know if a lot of you have ever seen this, but in 2005 there was a Man-Thing movie. It was made down in Australia. And
are you ready? Sing the song.
Man Thing wins again. No, Man Thing. Man Thing. Man Thing lives again. Yeah, that's the song in the credits of this.
I gave you a whole bunch of more moderators to get rid of the sex bots.
Yeah, weird sex bots and throwing their sex at us. It's like you got to go outside and like have a racquetball racket just to like get the flying vaginas that fly in your face. You swat them down. Make sure you wear extra thick pants to.
You know, our mother is watching this. She's want to hear about flying vaginas, Danny.
Right? There's flying dongs, too. You gotta be careful.
Great. Now you've upset her. Now you've done it. Now we're not invited to Christmas.
Well, they're coming over here for Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. Go ahead.
Anyways, we gotta get rid of all the sex bots before they come into our house.
No.
So I don't know how many of you know that before Disney bought Marvel, and they were making those Marvel's movies like Daredevil and stuff, they made Man Thing the movie, and it is a horror movie, and that part I love. And I also love that nobody checked in on Australia because they filmed this in Australia.
A little background. So, off of the success of the original Bryan Singer's X-Men and the original Blade, this movie Man Thing was originally going to be direct to video, but those two other movies were successful. So they're like, wait a second, we can make money. Yeah. Let's make it theatrical. Let's film it in Australia. And let's just not check on them. They're probably doing a good job. Right? Yeah, they bless their hearts. They do have Rachel Taylor and Jessica Jones, but this is before she had a good American accent. Which, hey, I sympathize. It does take a while to get yourself a new accent.
She teaches third grade, mate. I can't do an Australian accent.
Everyone in this movie is Australian, and they're trying to not only do an American accent, but a Southern accent.
New Orleans
and it goes back and forth from that and being very Australian. It's so bad. Nobody has a good American or Southern accent in this.
There's a guy who sounds like he's from Maine. Like, that's his, but it's really bad. It still sounds like he's doing a Maine accent, and that's not where New Orleans.
They have a man from New Zealand playing their Native American character, which,
he's native to New Zealand?
He's a native New Zealand. He's a native Kiwi, but, there's very offensive stereotypes in this movie.
Exactly.
Southern stereotypes, Native American stereotypes. So much wrong, guys. So much wrong, but in the wrong, there are sprinkles of right.
So it's I love that it exists. Kyle is the sheriff that just moved in, and he's young, and everybody's like, I thought you'd have more experience and be like an older guy, but he's like, I'm only gonna say one word at a time to try to hide that accent. But then later on, when he actually has full sentences, it's just full on Australian accent. You're like, oh no.
And everybody speaks in action movie cliches.
Exactly. It's just so
It's ridiculous. But I will say, you get to see people torn apart.
Yes.
And Man Thing actually looks pretty good. Not as good as he does in Werewolf by Night, but it was nice to see Ted.
Yeah, I mean,
in his OG appearance.
He's not all CGI. His CGI, it does look like early 2000 CGI, but good early 2000 CGI, if that makes any sense. But it is somewhat practical, and I think the practical parts make up for it. And there's a lot of blood. People's arms are ripped right off, like right their heads and stuff, spines, and I don't know. He's like got them all decorated, and you see their skin all like stretched out over these roots.
Ariel, we are talking about Werewolf by Night, but we just wanted to segue into this Man Thing. We're gonna go back to Werewolf by Night just to let you know Man Thing's origins, since we talked about him. This movie is pretty terrible. It's not the best introduction to Man Thing because he's not at all a sympathetic character. He dispatches people who are people that you're supposed to like. So
you only learn about him in exposition, like where people are like, yeah, he would have never taken the money and sold the land. It turns out he was murdered, and his body was thrown in the swamp, and they built an oil rig on his body, and that's why he came back, and he's killing everybody. He's killing the natives too, though. So
killing in the name of
he kills
the environment.
He kills all the good people too that are trying to help out the situation. So he just bloodily murders everybody until there's a big explosion at the end, and he just gets sucked down into the swamp. Jason goes to hell style.
Who hurt you, Man Thing?
Who hurt you?
Show us on the doll.
This movie hurt him. So that's a little, but he's Ted. So that was our introduction.
Back to the good Man Thing.
Yes, Ted is.
And honestly, I will say this is more of a Man Thing movie than it is Werewolf by Night. Yeah. You're a little misled by it saying Werewolf by Night. This is primarily, in my opinion, a Man Thing movie. The Werewolf by Night, Jack Russell is the character that leads us into this. He, eases us in because it's a human face. It's a face that someone who looks like us, who's easing us into this world of monsters, and we
Yeah.
realize that he belongs to this world, and that the character at the center of this, a monster, is actually a big teddy bear.
Yeah. And they save Man-Thing, and then later he kind of saves them back, so it's great. And you just feel bad because he's got that stupid bloodstone stuck to his ass, and nobody wants that stuck to their ass. Ted is a good
I wish
guy.
they
I
had
wish I was
referred
Ted's
to
friend.
him as he's in the original comics. In the original comics of Man-Thing, it would say giant size Man-Thing. And when you'd go, apparently if you'd go to like, you know, research it and stuff, it would be like enhance your experience.
I love how in
Like on the
the
website.
Man-Thing movie we had what's her name from Jessica Jones. But also, if you bought the Jessica Jones action figure, you get a piece of Man-Thing for the Build-A-Figure.
Kevin's like, somehow Gory worked rage into two things today. I get
Yes.
songs stuck in my head and y'all have to suffer.
Yes.
Y'all, look at that. I, who have never been to the South, did it correct y'all.
Right, y'all? Well, you are Haley Louise.
Haley Louise Knighton.
Yeehaw!
Not even remotely Southern,
No.
but my name sounds very Southern.
You're not even from Southern England, right?
No, kind of am.
Are you? Okay.
Southeast,
Well, there you go. That's
towards
why.
London.
That's probably why. Well, anyways, Werewolf by Night's great. I say definitely see it. If you got Disney Plus,
Why not?
If
Why
you're
not? You're
watching
already paying
Horror
for it.
Addicts and you have Disney Plus, you should see this movie. Like, seriously.
Or if you're like us and your brother lets you use his Disney Plus account, you should see it.
Thanks, Zigma.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
it.
Zigma. this review is brought to you by Zigma.
Yes. Gives us access and our own accounts. We appreciate that.
I gave you a whole bunch of new moderators. Now you got Mr. Flickster, Katie from Poppin' the Popcorn, and Kevin, because we trust them.
Good. They're all trustworthy people.
They're very trustworthy.
They'll kill those bots and, you know.
You gotta smack all those sex bots away.
I'm planning on trying. Mondays and Tuesdays are normally my days off. So I plan to do a lot of streaming on Monday and Tuesdays from now on. Hopefully every Monday and Tuesday there'll be like maybe one review. It's kind of my thing. I want to do that. I don't know if we're going to do 2 back-to-back every week, but, you know, at least one, hopefully. So that's when I plan to stream. So keep your Mondays and Tuesdays open.
Exactly, just in case.
Yeah, right? Should be a thing, unless my
I'm
schedule...
like a bomb.
Unless my schedule changes again, because it's been changing, but I think that it's starting to settle. So I think this is where it's gonna fall. So yeah, let us know. Did you like Ted? Did you like Jack?
Wait, are we gonna do spoilers? Wait, we already spoiled it.
There wasn't much to talk about, like spoil wise.
So obviously the next one's Blade, but I don't feel like this was setting up Blade as far as the
No.
monster universe. So what do you want to see? What do you want to see next? Do you want to see like a Man-Thing movie or more Werewolf by Night?
I want to see Man-Thing appear in more things and Werewolf by Night. I don't even know if they need to necessarily have their own movie. I just want to see them appear in more
I
stuff.
actually would not be opposed to seeing them in the Blade movie. I know that's coming out soon.
Yeah.
Like next year.
I wouldn't have a problem with that. I wouldn't mind seeing them kind of come out in anything that's coming out. As
They
long as
have
it's
a whole they have their own monster league. I can't remember what it's called in the comics. Like I haven't read that many of the comics, but they do have their own monster league.
Mhm.
It would be kind of cool.
They're like
if they
Marvel's
brought that.
version of the Dark Justice League, which, you know, has what's his name? Keanu Reeves played him
What are you talking about?
in that movie. Keanu Reeves.
Constantine?
Yes. They are kind of like the Marvel's version of the Dark Justice League. So, I don't know. I'd like to see them maybe in another Doctor Strange movie or something, because it could go... Doctor Strange was a good horror movie in a sense, if you ask me. It was kind of Evil Dead 4. So I wouldn't mind if Doctor Strange's new movie dealt with the monsters. That'd be cool. I don't know. They can do whatever they want. I just hope this is somewhat of a success and Disney takes notes and gives us more. That's all I'm really hoping.
Give me more.
Give me more.
Give me more.
Exactly.
I want more spooky stuff from the MCU because I think at this point people are getting a little bit of superhero fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
The MC movies have been really, really, really successful, but I feel like Phase 4 did kind of take a dip for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I still really enjoyed it. I think a lot of people really enjoyed it, just not to the height that the first 3 phases were at. So I think it's time to mix it up, and I think adding horror into that, which is a part of the Marvel comics, is absolutely a great idea.
Well, like, they really built towards having Avengers, and then the Avengers and all that stuff built to having Thanos, but once Thanos was defeated, it's taking a bit of a lull. So I think if you added some cool monsters, and once we finally get those X-Men, once this started like dropping into the MCU.
Mommy, you have a spanner. Spanner's British for wrench, in case you didn't know. So
Yeah.
now you know. And knowing's half the battle. The other half is lasers.
Monkey spanner. And a torch is a flashlight.
You are learning. You're almost bilingual.
The Queen's English.
Mm-hmm. Because I keep, plying you with that PG tips.
PG tips. No.
PG tips is the way to go.
Is it Movie Massacre? Is PG tips the way to go? Let me know in the
He would
comments.
100% agree. Being, an actual English gentleman, he would absolutely support PG tips.
Is he?
PG tips, I believe, should sponsor this channel, as with all channels.
Sneaky Weasel.
Sneaky Weasel wanted to.
That's brisk, baby.
Okay, in truth and fairness, you don't ever drink Lipton brisk tea. You drink chamomile with honey like Peter Rabbit.
Yes. I also flick blackberries into people who are allergic to them.
Exactly.
Like
You're exactly like Peter Rabbit. PG tips, get right. Oh, you.
Yorkshire.
And not just any Yorkshire. He likes Yorkshire gold. He is a man of refined taste. Gold.
His voice be golden, your fingers be silver. All right. Well, anyways, thanks for tuning in. We'll try and come back next Monday and Tuesday with some more reviews of movies that have just come out. Let us know in the comments what movies that have just released this year, like 2022, that you would like us to cover.
This is where we do our new release stuff. Also, if you want more from me, over on my channel, Gory B Movie, will be doing a history of autism in horror movies this coming Sunday over on my channel. So check it out.
I saw some of those movies that you were studying on, and sadly that history is not very pretty. But
it's not. Hopefully Ariel will join me for that. I think that'd be awesome.
Sounds like it's getting better, so.
I think we're
progress.
Making progress. Hey, Horror Movies and Beyond. I love her and she's here. Yay!
What up?
I'm just glad you're here.
Yeah, it's okay if you just
I'm
cut
a
in.
huge fan of that channel. Huge fan.
Appreciate you checking in. And, yeah.
Scissor me, daddy ass.
Cut.